Hey there everybody, it's me Joe, and I want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be another funny story, and this one is about my brother Charlie, okay? And I'm taking it right now. I'm on vacation and I'm at a place called Melmerby Beach. It's in northern Nova Scotia and it's beautiful. And my brother, he doesn't live in Nova Scotia, but he lives Prince Edward Island, which is about an hour out to sea there. Okay, so this story is for him. I don't know if he'll be happy if he sees it or not. Anyway, if this is your first time here, you should think about subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell down below. All right, so what I'm going to do is tell a funny story about my brother, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. All right, while you're listening to my story, I'm going to put some subtitles down there, but there will be some things that'll have blanks in them, so you can look and there's going to be blanks, and you got to try and listen carefully and fill in those blanks. Okay, so it'll be a listening exercise. All right, so here we go. My brother's name is Charlie, and this happened, I guess maybe 10 years ago or so. Yeah, he was living on that island over there, Prince Edward Island, and one day he had to get up and he had a lot of errands to run. Okay, I think he had to go to the grocery store, and he had to go visit a government office to get something signed, and he had to visit a friend in the hospital. So there was 3 things he had to do. So first he went to the grocery store and he got a shopping cart and he walked around, and he picked up all the items he needed, and then he went home again, put away his groceries. He kept his jacket on. He had his jacket on the whole time. Then he's got to go downtown to a government office. There was some kind of form he had to sign. I can't remember now. We have a lot of rules here in Canada about the government, so you got to get stuff signed every now and then. So we had to visit them, talk to somebody, get something signed, which he did. Then the last thing he had to do is he had to visit his friend, and I think his friend's name was Gavin. No? Do you remember, Rachel? Gilbert? No? All right. It was either Gavin or Gilbert. I think it was Gavin. She thinks it was Gilbert. We interrupt your regular programming to bring you this late breaking news. The name of my brother's friend was not actually Gerald or Gavin. Those were mistakes. We want to get things right here at YouTube. The correct name of my brother's friend is Garfield. So the friend who was in the hospital, his name was Garfield. Doesn't matter about the guy's name. He was in the hospital for something. He was in the hospital, a fairly serious thing. He's okay now, but he was in the hospital. And my brother Charlie, a good friend of my brother Charlie, so he visited him. So Charlie goes there, he goes up on the 2nd floor, he goes to his room, talks to him, right, sits down and talks to him for, probably 20, 30 minutes, a good visit. And then Charlie says, well, I better get home. I'm going to make some dinner and I'm going to feed the cat. So he says goodbye to either Gavin or Gilbert. I can't remember his name. Not my friend, my brother's friend. The correct name of my brother's friend is Garfield. So the friend who was in the hospital, his name was Garfield. And he turns to leave. And when he turns to leave, he's got his jacket on, but on the back of his jacket, this jacket just came out of the laundry earlier in the day, right? And you put stuff in the laundry, in the dryer, sometimes it generates static electricity. So static electricity means things stick to each other, right? Okay, sometimes you pull stuff out of the dryer and your socks will stick together, t-shirts will stick together. Well, my brother, unfortunately, on the back of his jacket, and he didn't know this, he had a pair of his underwear sticking to the back of his jacket. So now he had these underwear on the back of his jacket all through town. He went grocery shopping. He went to the government office. When he got to the hospital, he had to go up to the second floor. So he's on the elevator, and he was the last guy to get on the elevator. There was like 4 or 5 other people standing behind him. So they all saw the underwear on the back. So many people in my hometown where my brother lives, Summerside, they saw my brother walking around town with a pair of his old underwear stuck on the back of his jacket all day long. But when he's leaving the room, his friend in the hospital said, "Hey, what's that on your back?" And he said, What? And he pulled it off, and he was so embarrassed because he remembered all the different places he'd been, all the different people he had seen and who had seen him. So it was totally embarrassing. But now that I've made a video about it, maybe it'll be even more embarrassing. I'm not sure. So if you see it, hey Charlie. So that's the end of the story. Now I'm going to ask you some questions. All right? First question, easy question. What's my brother's name? All right? And the answer is Charlie. What is the name of the island that he lives on? I live in Nova Scotia. He lives in Prince Edward Island. Okay? All right. Do you remember the name of the town or city that he lives in? It is called Summerside. All right. Now, when he was doing his errands, was the government office the first thing, the second thing, or the third thing he did that day? It was the third thing. All right. So if you got all those right, you're doing pretty good at listening. And to prove that you've watched up till this point, I'm going to give you a secret code word that you can tell me either in the notes down below, or you can write me a message on Instagram when you're chatting with me there. This video's secret code word is, of course you know, underwear. All right? So if you say, "Hey Joe, underwear," then I know that you've watched this whole video, and I know that you're a fantastic student. All right? So that's the whole thing. If you have any other comments for me, write them down below. And if you'll wait now, there'll be some other things popping up here. I'm going to put some more links to more videos here so you can keep on learning if you want to. All right? I always like to keep you guys learning. That's it for now. Until next time, see you later.